Did you find the Elder Scroll? What happened when you took it back to the throat of the world?
He must have returned to Sovngarde to feed on the souls of the dead. If you don't find him soon, he'll return stronger than ever.
The Jarl's palace in Whiterun? Ah, yes. The old story about King Olaf's pet dragon. Ingenious.
Although it might be difficult to persuade the Jarl to allow you to use his palace as a dragon trap. I'm sure you'll manage, though. If you can defeat the World Eater, surely sweet-talking the Jarl of Whiterun isn't beyond you. I'm afraid there's a further problem, a serious one. I've discovered who the Greybeards' leader really is. He's a dragon. Not just any dragon, but the right hand of Alduin, responsible for many atrocities during the ancient Dragon War. The Blades have been hunting him for centuries, but he was protected by the Greybeards, and then the Emperors. Justice demands that he die for his crimes. Until he is dead, I'm afraid my oath as a Blade prevents me from offering you aid and comfort.
Haven't you been listening to me? All the old tales agree that he has some means to travel to Sovngarde itself. There, he devours the souls of the heroic dead to feed his power. You must find his portal to Sovngarde before he returns stronger than ever.
Justice can be harsh, but it is still justice. Paarthurnax deserves to die. Paarthurnax was the author of many atrocities during the Dragon War, crimes great enough to be remembered for thousands of years. True, he turned traitor to Alduin and helped overthrow the dragon cult, but that does not excuse or expiate his previous deeds. Whether or not he has truly repented or merely acted to save himself, justice demands that he pay with his life. Very good.
We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead. Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us. Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him worse, not better. We can't afford to give Paarthurnax the opportunity to betray us in turn and return to his old master.
Dremyolok, greetings. The Blades are wise not to trust me. Only Khan Niov. I would not trust another Dova. Dov Walan Farel. We were made to dominate. The will to power is in our blood. You feel it
it in yourself, do you not? I can be trusted. I know this, but they do not. Only Khan Niov Dova. It is always wise to mistrust a Dova. I have overcome my nature only through meditation and long study of the way of the voice. No day goes by where I am not tempted to return to my inborn nature. Zimgrifhorvut se suyech. What is better, to be born good or to overcome your evil nature through great effort? Of course. I have been pondering on exactly that question. Lingra mora. There are many hungers it is better to deny than to feed. Zimgrifhorvut se suyech. I can be trusted. I know this, but who can say? Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. But why? I am old. Time flows ever onward. Long years I have lived here, at the peak of the Monaven, the most sacred mountain in Skyrim. A fine place to die, as the spirit endures. Till then, I meditate on the Rotmunag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Yes, Vaza, Croesus. Sorrowfully, you speak true, Dovahkiin. This was ages ago, you understand. Before few of us rebelled against Alduin's Thur, his tyranny. For thousands of mortal years, I have lived here in loneliness and meditation. Yes, you see, only through meditation and long study of the way of the voice, I have overcome my nature. But I do not know forgiveness. It cannot be known to me, which is why I do the best I can with this world. Wuthfadon, my friends seek deeper understanding. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. Solos Midfadon. You see, Alduin Dilon, he who came before all others and has always been, is no more. The eldest always was Pahlok, arrogant in his power. Uznagar Par, he took domination as his birthright. Without Alduin's lordship, the Dove, the dragons, they may yet bow to the Vasen, brightness of my Thum. And so perhaps they see me as master. Wuth Onik. I have tasted the voices of Alduin's allies on the wind, now scattered across Kizal. But it will not be so easy to convince them. But no, Dovahkiin. Do not be afraid. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thum since long before that. With good reason and philosophy, Rakhmul, it will never be the same. Many of the Dovahe will understand the path of right action. You can trust me. I would not have helped you otherwise. Paz, a fair answer. I am glad you believe that. Fare thee well, Dovahkiin. This was ages ago, you understand. There were more of us then. Before the Bruniki, the Akaviri came and killed all my Zemar. I used to visit him from time to time, nearly crazed by loneliness and captivity. Tiraz Sivaz. He did not even remember his own name. I do not know how he came to be caught, but the Bronyun, the Jarl, was very proud of his pet, Park. The Hofkossayun has been known as Dragon's Reach ever since. Look Thum.
We have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead. Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us. Gods above, are you listening? He needs to die. He committed atrocities so infamous they are still remembered thousands of years later. We can't afford to give Paarthurnax the opportunity to betray us. You're wrong. Do the right thing. Paarthurnax deserves to die. Now then, we have nothing to talk about until Paarthurnax is dead. No, we are the protectors of the Septim Emperors, sworn to protect and guard the Dragonborn. The Blade's memory is long, as you know. Yes, and we serve the Dragonborn. Huh, are you sure? I hope you're right about Paarthurnax. I really do. I don't like it. But I guess that isn't important. I'm one of the last members of the Blades, which means I have no other choice. My oath binds me to you, Dragonborn. Very well. Sorry to bring it up, Dragonborn. Let's see what Esbern has to say.
And of course, it wants to kill you. I see Delphine wasn't kidding when she said this place needed tidying up. That's what happens when you leave a home to dust and age. Although I think most of this mess can't be more than a week old. If I had to take a guess, I'd say it was Delphine herself that made it. Esbern's too bookish to be tossing things around on the floor like a skeever. Not that I'd ever cross Delphine. Oh no, a delicate flower like me has no business talking back to someone with such big feet. I'm bound to get trampled, and then poor Esbern wouldn't have anything to stare at. Well, other than that delightful little wall. It was Delphine. Esbern protested, but in the end, he couldn't say no to a pretty face. Not Delphine's, mind you, but mine. I don't want to be mean, but Delphine's face looks like she spent the last 10 years scraping it with a fork. Maybe she does. Maybe she smelt food on her breath. and she was trying to get at it. I told Esbern as much, and he thought I was mad. Well, for one, because she needs me. Someone has to wash all the pots and plates, sweep the floors, and change poor Esbern's sheets. And I owed her for letting me stay at her inn in Riverwood after I left my first husband. Or did he leave me? Sometimes I forget who did what. Delphine offered to put me up at half the rate. I didn't like it at first. Whole thing smelt fishier than a Thalmor's politics. Like most folks, I hid my gold for a rainy day. I did it hoping I'd never need it, but knowing I someday might. Only when that time came, I forgot where I put it. And by the time I remembered, I heard a dragon burn the city to the ground. That's why I don't really like dragons. Me and the folk here share that in common. Oh no, I haven't taken the oath. You never want to take an oath, child. The person who gives it might whisper something at the end in a voice so low only the dogs can hear it. Right before you say, I do. Next thing you know, you've sworn an oath to be their personal love slave. Not a chance. I told myself the last time that was never happening again. Now, I'm not disparaging Delphine. She's a sweet young lady, but even sweethearts can be swayed by the allure of power over another human being. Farewell, or fair poorly, it's all the same to me.
Did you say something? Oh, how reassuring. Don't you understand the danger? You must see the danger, Dragonborn. Just think, maybe not now, thousands of years. When Paarthurnax, the right hand of Alduin, takes its place, only a Dragonborn can stop him. But then there is no Dragonborn, since you are dead. All I can do is watch our doom approach, helplessly, once again.
For now, Dragonborn.
Haven't you been paying attention to anything I've said? Only you can defeat Paarthurnax and avert the end of the world. Fine, I'll trust you, Dragonborn. Good, that's the end of that.